to the All-American Savage Show podcast. Well, rather, good afternoon to you. It is currently 1:07 p.m. CST right here in Richardson, Texas at the Shell Shock CBD HQ. Across from me sits my beautiful heterosexual bearded Jewish life partner, Josh, operating those controls like whoever poor soul is having to operate the teleprompter while Joe Biden fumbles his way through a butchered speech. But Josh is much better. He's much better.
Well, I try.
He tries. Yeah. How was that for an intro? That was pretty good.
Felt good.
Felt right.
Felt right. It did feel right.
It flowed. It flowed. It flowed as smooth as our 1920s brand syrup for your old fashioned. Yeah.
Okay.
See what I did there?
I like it.
Yeah, that's right.
Plug whore.
You're such a plug slut. Damn it, Meg. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, Rumble Chat, welcome to the stream. If you could, hit that thumbs up to help boost our algorithm, gets more eyes on the podcast, helps it grow. Appreciate that. And as you know, this episode is brought to you by ShellShockCBD.com. What's in your wallet? ShellShockCBD.com. It keeps going and going and going. ShellShockCBD.com. Once you pop, you can't stop. ShellShockCBD.com. It's everywhere you want to be. ShellShockCBD.com. Have it your way. And as you know, Shell Shock CBD is a proud sponsor of the 1994 Winter Olympics.
Yep.
That's not true whatsoever.
No. I don't think we can claim that.
All the aforementioned phrases are not owned by Shell Shock. This was satire and comedy. Please don't sue us. Oh, my God. ShellShockCBD.com. If your erection lasts longer than 6 hours, consult your doctor. We should throw that in with the new lube we're about to drop for Valentine's Day.
All right.
That would be a good one.
Okay. You can do that.
Oh, my goodness. So right now, the nation is poised as we wait for the video release of the 5 black police officers that killed a black civilian, apparently. I'm not fully tracking on what's going on with this. I know this does not look good on the boys in blue. I have not seen the video. I don't know what's going on. But there were already riots in Atlanta over this. And now, apparently today, they're releasing the body cam footage.
Yeah.
So you know there's going to be mostly peaceful protests across the country. And I think the most confusing part about this is that Democrats don't know who to blame now, because you're certainly not going to blame black people, because if it's whites, then absolutely you can crucify them and go for it. But now you got 5 black cops. So as much as I jest about this is going to shift the dynamic. I feel like a sports commentator on cultural just dumbness. It's like, well, Bob, you see, normally what we would be having is like a quarterback going up the center pocket there because his defensive line keeps crumbling. Or offensive line, rather. But no, what this is going to do is it's going to manipulate and change the narrative to become more anti-blue. That's just it. There is no more black and white. Now it's just police versus civilians. Because again, when Democrats are forced to concede that black people can be inherently racist or whatever the case may be, and I'm not even saying these officers are wrong. I don't know. I haven't seen the video. But automatically, it's going to change the dichotomy of how they're going to attack this. Because normally it'd be like, oh, it's racism. Well, already Black Twitter is on fire with this, saying like, well, if they were 5 white officers, they wouldn't have been charged. And you're like, oh boy, like you gotta love this. You gotta love these tactics. Like, so if it was 5 white officers, they wouldn't be charged. Being it's 5 black officers, that's the only reason they're being charged as police officers, is because they're black. There's no winning with them. There is no winning with them until Whitey is dead and gone. And then they have nobody to blame but themselves. That's ridiculous. Now, again, if these 5 officers are right now, apparently they've already been charged. Like, they're charging them. And if it's justified, then so be it. But what makes me nervous about this is that we've seen before how the court of public opinion can be so easily swayed, and to put pressure, especially online through protests, on local jurisdiction or local DA to prosecute this. And I think they already have.
Was that in Atlanta?
I believe so. I haven't looked much into the story. I'm just waiting to see the body cam footage. Yeah, so once it was kind of like everybody was so up in arms about this until they found out it was 5 black cops as far as liberals go. Then it was like, whoa, wait, well, slow down, guys.
Had it coming.
Maybe we should watch the videos first. Let's give this guys the benefit of the doubt because they're black. It's like, wait, what? Man, you shifted gears quick. Like, y'all really just like, we're like, oh, hold on. Now, maybe we should give due process a chance first. Let's stop murdering babies and accusing men. Oh, my God. And as you know, today, the footage of Paul Pelosi getting hammered has been released, and we are going to play it for you right here on the show. I've listened to it once, and I will let you, before we weigh in, I just want you to listen to it. And in your own mind, paint yourself a picture of what you hear, and you tell me what your consensus is on this. And we're going to get to this, folks. So we got a lot coming for you today. That's what he said, and we're excited for a great show today. So appreciate that. You guys are phenomenal.
You said you listened to the Paul Pelosi, the 911 call, right?
Yeah, I listened to it for about I saw the video. There's the video and then there's the audio. And
there's the audio of the 911 call.
Okay. No, I just heard what you heard, but I did see the video.
Yeah.
Do you have the audio?
Yeah, it's on Twitter here somewhere.
Yeah, I saw it on Breitbart. I've got the video pulled up so we can watch it on Rumble. Hey, folks, do me a favor. Hit that follow button over on Rumble. And also, if you visit allamericans.show.com and you hit the receive notifications, you will always get notified, or be notified, rather, when we go live. So you never miss a live video stream. Or you can just wait for it to be uploaded on your favorite podcast station or platform wherever podcasts are downloaded. So there's that. So, but all right, let's get into this while Josh is hunting this down. Let's get into the news.
Okay.
Right off the bat, Zelensky dismisses prospect of Ukraine peace talks with nobody, Putin. Zelensky's getting too big for his britches here. Like, bro, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has rejected the prospect of peace talks with Vladimir Putin while dismissing his Russian counterpart Thursday as a nobody. Brother, look, when you're not playing the piano with your penis, which is just take a second and listen, okay? When you try and dismiss the man whose armies have invaded your country as a nobody, that is clearly just shit talking without the backing. This man clearly is a somebody. In fact, he's taking over your country. It would behoove you to at least go to the negotiation table and see what the offer could be. Now, I'm not saying that you should concede. I'm not saying that you should surrender or agree, but at least begin the talks. Why wouldn't you want to begin the talks to attain peace? Maybe you don't know. The thing is, we don't know what can be negotiated here. We don't know if we don't at least talk. If Putin puts his conditions out there and Zelensky hears them and they're just, preposterous, well, then at least you've heard. Fair enough. Then we just go our separate way and our little merry war continues. But you don't know what he's going to offer. Just let him have his say. Or Zelensky can say, these are my terms for peace. You leave Ukraine, or whatever the case may be. But instead, Zelensky's going to take this high road of he's a nobody. No, Zelensky, he is a somebody. You have to acknowledge that. Zelensky used an interview with Britain's Sky News to declare Putin doesn't want negotiation because he doesn't want peace. The Ukrainian leader said he was convinced Ukraine was just the first step for Putin, who has his eye on other countries as he seeks Eastern European domination. This is, okay, this, again, Zelensky has blown the whistle time and time again that Putin is going to resort to. He's always blown the whistle on Putin. Like, he's about to do this, he's about to do that, and it never happens. He just wants Ukraine. People say that once he gets Ukraine, he's going to go after Poland. He's going to go after these other countries. You forget one thing. They're all NATO. If Putin takes Ukraine and then goes after Poland, he will be demolished by NATO. The only thing holding back main U.S. forces and NATO forces, EU, for whatever you want to call it, is the fact that Zelensky, Ukraine, is not a NATO country, and he's also denied wanting to join now. Which begs the question, if you're not in the United Nations, if you're not within NATO, then why are we backing you? Well, again, that's why it comes back down to stop Russian aggression. Well, last I checked, that's not our problem. That's not our problem. But here we are, sending billions. And quite honestly, folks, I know this is speculation, but if Putin does take Ukraine, I sincerely do not think he's going to tempt Poland. I really don't. I sincerely don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Ukraine has given him the biggest fight he never expected. He would be stupid to continue to go after Poland. Because here's the deal. Once he takes Ukraine, if he takes Ukraine, now he has to do what America is so great at. Rebuilding an entire fucking country and sinking billions. But not only does he have to rebuild it, he's got to hold it. That's the other thing. Can Putin hold if he does take Ukraine? Because at the same token, don't think that Ukrainians are just going to roll over and just let Russia have dominance. There will be a civil, or not a civil, but there will be a guerrilla warfare. Think IRA versus in Northern Ireland. IRA versus England. Very similar. Very similar. I could easily see it turning into a forever war.
I wonder if the people of Ukraine that live there are ready for peace talks yet.
Oh, I don't know. I saw another video footage of somebody recording from an apartment window about like 4 stories up, and there were Ukrainians, and this is in Ukraine, Ukrainian soldiers walking down the streets with notepads and paper, finding random men in these buildings, grabbing them and forcing them into conscription. Like you're going to go fight.
Yeah,
that's what happens when your country gets invaded. It's like that's literally it.
Do we really need the southern part of Ukraine? I don't know. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Just
let him have Donbass. Let it just give it to him. It's whatever. But, and people are saying this is how Putin is basically going about trying to rebuild the Soviet Union. It's never going to happen. He can try and take parts back, because Ukraine used to be part of the USSR before it fell, or Soviet Union. Yeah. It's just like, but I don't think he's going to rebuild that. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
To even but if he does take Ukraine, that means he is, and honestly, I feel like this is what really the war is truly one of the biggest reasons what it's about is the fact that if Russia does take Ukraine now, Russia has that oil. And I think 71% of exports of Ukraine is oil. Another one being wheat, I believe. Russia takes that. They now control that. Now Russia basically has the spigot. They've already got the spigot on Europe. The EU is like at the mercy of Russia. All they have to do is just turn it off and then you're fucked. Now he's got Zelensky, he's got Ukraine. What happens next? In the Middle East, they're working with Russia. They were talking about their own currency to include China.
Yeah.
So that way they couldn't have their own...
Petro yen, I think they call it.
So nobody could sink it. Nobody could freaking undermine it or cheapen or devalue it.
Extremely bad for the U.S. dollar.
It's horrible for us. We'd be fucked. Well, under this administration, we would be. Under Trump, we wouldn't, because Trump would be like, okay, fuck you nerds, we're just going to go drill. We don't need your oil anyway.
Yeah, we'd be drilling here.
Yeah. So what would that force them to do overseas? Well, if you basically lost one of your main clients, which would be America, and I forget how many millions of barrels of oil we consume a day as a country. Wasn't like 1 million or some shit. Like I forget what it was.
No, it's crazy. It's like 20 or 30 million.
Okay, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
So that basically, that you just lost that account. We'll put it in that kind of context for you. And then now, what are you forced to do to recoup your losses? Either you take the licks, which most people wouldn't do, or you raise your interests on these other countries you're exporting to. But I don't think they want to do that. I really don't think they want to do that because economically, why wake the sleeping dragon when anybody stands to profit and make money? Why would they do that? But it's possible. These are just different things to consider when you're trying to evaluate what this whole thing is really about. So,
crazy bastards.
Crazy bastards. Well, there you go. Push to whether a face-to-face meeting with Putin would help pause the conflict. Zelensky switched from Ukrainian to English to say, "It is not interesting for me. Not interesting to meet. Not interesting to speak." Key allies like the U.S. have already broached the possibility of a war with no end in immediate sight. Again, they're calling it another forever war. Zelensky cited his own reluctance to talk by pointing to a meeting he had with Putin under the Normandy format before Russia's full-scale invasion on February 24th of 2022. He said, "I saw the man who said one thing and then did another. After the full-scale invasion, for me, he is nobody. Nobody," he added. Zelensky's dismissal of Putin is a continuation of personal barbs between the two sides, going back as far as last March when Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov labeled the Ukraine leader a neo-Nazi. You know, even like whoever his PR guy is for Zelensky, it's just like, no, go to the peace table, show that you're willing. And if Putin basically undermines his word again, you're only going to garnish more support from these other surrounding nations saying, yeah, Putin's fucking you over. This is not right. And you're just going to make him look even worse. But you don't give him the opportunity to do that by denying the ability to meet with him or the request to meet. So it's like, dude, I don't get this. So I think in Zelensky's mind now, they're pushing the Russians back. They are going to win, and they're going to repel this Russian invasion. That's what Zelensky truly in his heart of hearts feels. That's the only reason. That's the only reason you would pull something like this.
Yeah, my opinion is I don't think he wants this war to end.
Oh, God, no. He's making so much money.
Making a ton of money.
Whew. He's getting his military rebuilt. Of course, he's losing a lot of people, but even still, he's getting his entire military rebuilt. He's getting so much money. And it's just nuts. This dude this guy's a millionaire now. If he wasn't before, which he probably was. So, I don't know. But, all right. Blue State Blues, the war in Ukraine nears a point of no return. President Joe Biden announced Wednesday that the U.S. would be sending 31 Abrams tanks to Ukraine, but did not explain to the American public what the purpose of the tanks would be or the broader U.S. goal in the war. The goal is to repel Russia from what they're saying, is that we don't want Russia to take Ukraine and Russia gets more powerful, which again, it makes sense to me, but that's also with the caveat of they're thinking that Russia will continue to expand. I don't think they will. White House Communications Chief John Kirby later tried to assure reporters and Russia that the tanks would be used for an offensive purpose, but clearly the hope is to retake territory by attacking Russian forces. The increasing involvement of the U.S. and other NATO allies in supplying and advising Ukrainian forces in an escalation that brings the West closer to outright conflict with Russia. And while the weakened Russian army would be no match for the U.S. forces, the Russians still have the world's largest nuclear arsenal, a fact that seems to have been forgotten amid the fashionable exuberance to which both parties have embraced the war effort. I write, it is necessary to say this, as someone who has been a Russia hawk for many years, long before Putin rolled his tanks into Georgia during the 2008 Olympics. Then candidate Barack Obama emerged from a beach hut in Hawaii to mumble something about restraint on both sides, as if both Russia and Georgia were equally to blame. As president, he and Hillary Clinton pressed the reset button and abandoned Eastern Europe to Putin. This is 100% true. The EU facilitated the invasion in Georgia by trying to flex through Georgia, and Russia knocked them the fuck out. And what does America do? We stick our noses into it. Because once the USSR fell, was it 91? I think it was 91, the Soviet Union fell. Or no, that's when Ukraine, I think, annexed again, or it became its own independent nation again. And then for a period up until, like, I think the coup that began in like 2013, ended in 2014, their economy took a big shit. Their economy went tits up. It was horrible. And at the time, the president was negotiating about going into the EU and then suddenly put a stop to it and then favored Russia. Once he started to favor Russia, because Russia's basic terms were like more appealing to him, then the coup happened. And illegally, a government was overthrown. And this is where the Obama administration comes in. And they installed a pro-Western president. And there you have it. So no wonder Russia's pissed the fuck off. They're tired of this bullshit back and forth, and America keeps interjecting itself into these international affairs with a sense of not like justice, but it just goes to show that, Hunter Biden, he profited over $11 million from 2013 to 2018 as he sat on the board of Burisma, an energy company based out of Ukraine. Folks, it does not take Ray Charles to piece this shit together. You know how people always say it's more complicated than that? Well, here's some words of wisdom from me. It's not. When they say that, it's an attempt to complicate the issue to make you feel like you're too stupid. No, sometimes it's just that simple. It's just that simple. But of course, the identity politics, the tribalism has gone to so far that Biden could literally murder the Pope, stand there with a smoking gun, and then blame a conservative, and liberals will believe it. Trump could do the same thing. So that's why as independent thinkers, we're kind of like just left here in the middle going like, both these people are fucking retarded. Like, oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. Common sense is dead. It's fucking dead. And like we said the other day, the thing that sucks about it is those that actually have it have to deal with those that don't on a daily fucking basis, and it sucks. Stupid people should have you should have to take a mandatory IQ test, and if you fail and you're classified as stupid, you should have to wear a name tag to warn people. They should be warned. So that way, if we're walking to, say, for example, like a Starbucks, and I go up to the counter and I see somebody with a stupid label, instinctively, I just know, let me get that person over there, please. Why? Because I don't have time for your stupidity because you're an idiot. I just, that's the way it should be. Imagine that. Imagine a world where we had that. That would be so great. So great. And then people could just avoid the fucking morons. And it would have to apply to their social media. So if they get labeled as stupid as in real life, it has to get on their social media to put the little Ukraine flag in their bio, and there's your signifier. That or BLM or a trans flag.
They do that anyway.
It's retarded. Yeah, exactly.
It's self-identified.
Exactly. But at least we'd have those identified on the right as well. So that way you get them all in one category. It's like, okay, you're all fucking retards. That's great. So, whew.
I like it.
I like it.
Headed in the right direction.
What can we call this program?
The All-American Savage Show?
No, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. The other one.
Wow.
Sorry. I guess I'm going to get
one
of
the two credit. We need a label over here. We need a label, folks. We need a label.
Sorry about that.
Oh my God.
I'm doing like three things over
Push
here.
the buttons, Josh. Just push the goddamn buttons.
Sorry.
Jesus. Oh my God. Hey, did you get that Pelosi video?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So is it the audio?
I've got both.
Okay, let's do the audio and then I'll play the video. Well, actually, fuck, I don't think we'll be able to do the audio on here.
Yeah, I can do it right here.
But they won't be able to see the video though.
You can't see the video, but
all right, let's go ahead and listen to the audio then.
This is the 911 call.
Paul Pelosi.
Yeah.
Just waiting for my wife to come back. Nancy Pelosi.
2:23 and
He's just waiting for her to come back, because she's not going to be here for a day, so I guess we'll have to wait.
Okay, do you need police, fire, or medical for anything?
8 seconds.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
2:23 and 58 seconds.
Is the Capitol Police around?
2:20.
No, this is
They
San
usually
Francisco.
protect my wife. They're usually here at the house protecting my wife.
No, this is San Francisco police.
Friday, October.
I understand.
8, 2022.
Okay, well,
2:24
I don't know, what do you
and
think?
18 seconds.
Who's he talking to?
He's talking to
he thinks
that
everything's
guy.
good. I've
He's
got
there.
a problem.
Yeah.
He thinks everything's
Okay, so let's
good.
pause this.
Okay. Call us back if you need to.
Because this is the first time I've heard this audio. I heard a piece of it, not the full thing. So he was on the phone with the police while the guy was there in front of him.
Yeah.
He clearly does not sound like he's stressed or in distress.
No, he goes.
What the hell is going
He's
on?
saying he doesn't know who the guy is, and he let himself in, and the guy was looking for Nancy, and he was asking for Capitol Police, and they said they're not there because they're only there when.
No, I know that part, but it's just like, so this guy let himself in, or he was
That's
let
what
in?
he said.
That's what he said. That's what he's claiming.
Yeah.
Now, the actual video footage, the police walk up to the house, and Paul Pelosi answers the door with the gentleman right behind him, and they're both like holding a hammer between them.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes to attack Paul Pelosi, and the police interject themselves and tackle the guy.
Yeah.
Something is rotten with us. Dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, think, okay, let's put ourselves in this
Who
position.
doesn't lock their doors?
Well, not
first
just
of all?
that.
You
If
know
an
what I mean?
intruder comes into my house and I'm on the phone with the police and the intruder's right there, I'm just confused by this. This doesn't add up. Like, I'm trying to put myself in Paul Pelosi's shoes, but I'm not gay enough, because I think that's exactly what this is. I think this is a lover's spat. This dude is like a closeted homosexual. I don't fucking know, folks, but there's something not adding up here.
I mean, we're only left to speculate at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because I think the guy came out and said that there were, I don't know, like he would pay him to come over and
Have sex with him?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. So maybe there's a little lover spat. Like, who knows? Maybe like he was going to let Pelosi know that her husband's gay, which I'm pretty sure she already knew.
maybe he wasn't going to pay him. For
That could be it
over,
too. Yeah, that could be it too.
So he gave
Because
the old,
I'm sorry, when you have an intruder in your
hammer.
house, you don't sound like that. That was way too calm.
Yeah, right.
That was way too calm.
like, oh yeah, he let himself in.
And he's sitting there
said he was waiting for
consulting with him.
He's
Like-
waiting for Nancy.
So it's kind of like, if it's not a big deal, then why did you call the police?
Yeah.
This doesn't add, like, I don't. Is this just me?
I think he wanted the Capitol Police because he didn't want
Regular police.
what's going on right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody knows his business.
Yeah. You think Capitol Police would have covered that up?
Oh, 100%.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why else? I mean, they've probably done it before.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, he knew what he was doing.
Probably,
He's
yeah.
obviously called him before.
Something doesn't
what it
make sense to
sounds
me.
like.
Because didn't they say they had like massive security on that property?
When she's there.
Yeah.
Because she's Speaker of the House.
Right.
She was Speaker of the House. So
But she doesn't. They didn't have security at the house like with him either. It's just her. Only she gets it.
apparently, yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. I'd have to actually see the property too. It's like, did this guy just walk in? Like, how? I don't know. Because I know they have video cameras and shit. I know they do. They have to. They have to.
Yeah. I don't know.
But,
it doesn't add up. The guy's living like an alternative life,
Probably.
if I had to guess.
Wouldn't doubt it. But that's been released today. Everybody's posting it, and again, as we all kind of figures, like there's something fishy here. There's something sketchy, and it usually has something to do with being gay.
Obviously, that guy's not in his right mind. I mean, because if
If
said
you're
you
having
saw the
sex
video,
with Paul Pelosi, no, you're not in your right mind. I mean,
Like-
and you're married to Nancy Pelosi, no, you're also not in your right mind.
it was like a full force swat at his head with that
yeah.
hammer.
Yeah, well, didn't he fracture a skull?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it looked pretty nasty.
He straight up domed him. He domed him.
It's like Jesus.
Now he's voting Republican. He got some sense knocked into him. Hey-oh! No, that's not true. He's still married to Pelosi. He probably wished the hammer would have connected with the tissue. Like, I can't take it anymore. Just do it. Just do it.
End it.
Married to the crypt keeper. Fuck. But the jugs on her, holy shit.
On Pelosi?
Yeah.
I know.
Remember when that meme started circulating? Good Lord.
Like,
Suddenly it's just like,
boobs were like dragging in the
I
sand
know,
as she's
like,
walking
whew.
on the beach.
oh my gosh.
Ugh.
John Kerry having invited for a second there. I thought it said John Bolton. I was like, you don't say. He's back, folks. John Kerry having invited Russia to return to the Middle East with a bogus deal on serious chemical weapons, sputtered about Putin playing by 19th century rules as Russia easily conquered Crimea under Obama's nose. But even that wasn't enough to prod the Democrats to take a tough line. Only the fantasy that Putin, you see, they could have staunched this a long time ago, but they didn't. They didn't until it favored them. Then it's like, okay, now America should interject itself when we can kind of get something out of this. Versus don't get involved in this shit anymore. We just finished a 20-year forever war. Like, I'm old enough to remember it. I was in the most of it. So, like, let's not do that again. That was bad. That was very bad. They kind of lied, the government kind of lied, and they're doing it again. And you Democrats and you Republicans, you lap this shit up. Yeah, small government, but yeah, let's go to Ukraine. Like, wait, what? This,
Seems like everybody's really become immune to war, right?
No shit. Well, the ones that aren't fighting in it, yeah. Listen to this. The lines of culture are being crossed, folks. And people are not going to know who to be pissed off at anymore, because when it's minority versus minority, or if it's refugee versus minority, it's like, oh shit, this is an SJW nightmare. Like, who is the biggest minority that checks all the intersectional boxes that we have to blindly support? Because if we don't, we're bigoted, racist, xenophobes. Well, here it is. Too many Muslims. Ukrainian refugees flee war scared for living in multicultural England. Ukrainian refugees displaced from their war-torn homeland have said that they feel scared in England as there are too many Muslims in multicultural cities like Birmingham. An expose report released this week from British state-owned Channel 4 broadcaster on the status of the interrogation of Ukrainian refugees in the UK revealed that some of those forced to flee their country as a result of the war in Russia were shocked and even frightened by the ethnic group makeup of parts of England they found themselves living in, namely the paucity of native English people. Just over 100,000 Ukrainians have sought refuge in the UK, the vast majority of them women and children, but not all of them have found it easy to settle into a country where the ethnic diversity and cultural values are very different from what they've been used to back home, the broadcaster reported. Speaking to Channel 4's communities editor Darshan Soni, a Birmingham woman who opened her house to a refugee under the Homes for Ukraine scheme, said that the refugee mother told her that she wanted to leave the area as it was dangerous because there were too many Muslims and too many people with different skin colors. Maybe there was something to this whole Ukrainian Nazi Azov battalion thing. I'm just going to throw that out there. Where's Nick Fuentes? Is he in Ukraine right now? He's in Ukraine, isn't he? Nick Fuentes, he's got Kanye there too. It's the Jews. I mean, although, oh shit, yeah, Zelensky is Jewish though. Yeah, he's part Jewish.
Okay.
This is so funny to me though. There's too many Muslims, people of color. It's like, oh, are they now? Interesting. Do go on and tell me more, please. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Corrupted racist Ukrainians. Now look, folks, realistically speaking, I don't know how Ukrainians are by and large, but I will say this ain't America. This isn't one of those countries where they have to fucking kowtow to the Muslim community. Muslims are hated in many parts of this world and country, to be honest. They don't get a fair shake over there, and it's generalized thinking. Now, of course, if you generalize something, but it generally happens more times than not, then it's not just a generalization. It's a statistic. And when you see a lot of these attacks, what are people left to believe? What are people left to believe on this? You can't, and again, if you try and quote statistics, if you try and quote logic and science, you automatically get the response of racist. It's like, okay, you know what? We're just tired of this. We're tired of having to hear this every single time. It's annoying. It's annoying at this point. So I just love this though. I love this. They're doing an interview like too many Muslims, too many people different. And it's actually Andrea, a host for Homes Ukraine Schemes, tells Darshani how shocked she was and how difficult a Ukrainian refugee found adjusting to ethnic diversity and cultural values in UK. It's actually showing a picture of her. Interesting. She's willing to put her face, unless it's like not meant a negative thing to where it's like, oh yeah, we are so used to not having Muslims. We come here and we have the boom booms people, and we don't know how to.
Be it. I can see how it might be a culture shock if you come from just an area where you're around like Ukrainians
Yeah.
who are by and large they're white,
Yeah.
and you go into another.
I believe aren't most of them, majority of them, was it Christian Orthodox?
I don't know.
I forget what it was. They have Russian because Zelensky was banning it. It was Russian. Oh God, I forget the actual religion. They're not Muslims. I'll put it that way. So, and it's one of those cultures to where it's like one religion rules all, pretty much.
Yeah, I could see it being Christian. Like
It's a form. It's one of the sects of Christianity. I don't remember which one though. Christian Orthodox. I don't remember. But interesting enough. Well, look at this. Jill Biden runs cover for Joe. Jill Biden knocked for shielding president from reporters. Nobody elected her to answer questions. The White House is under fire for stonewalling on Biden's mishandling of Russian Orthodox. Thank you guys in the chat. Russian Orthodox. Biden's mishandling of classified documents. First Lady Jill Biden is under fire for shielding President Biden from reports following a Lunar New Year celebration at the White House as questions mount over his mishandling of classified documents. Former Georgia Representative Doug Collins told Fox and Friends on Friday that the president is not doing his job of being part of the press process. You know, this is how it's been for the last 2 years. The president ducks the press left and right, and everybody knows why. It's like we sit here and we see this guy, and folks, look, I am not exaggerating this. This is real. This guy meanders the White House lawn lost. He stumbles and fumbles over words. He oftentimes refers to Kamala as the president. He makes these outlandish, inaccurate claims of being raised in a black church. He was on scholarship. He was the head of the football. All of these things have been proven lies. You can go back and listen to the audio of this joker saying this. Joe Biden is the stereotype. He's the archetype politician that is slimy as hell. He will lie to get anywhere he needs to go. And the best part about this is we're watching his mind start to open through his mouth and spill all of his secrets.
Yeah.
You cannot keep that racism, that misogyny, that arrogance cooped up forever, because when your brain starts to go, your mouth doesn't shut the fuck up. That's why they're shielding Joe Biden from the press. This guy is walking on banana peels. They don't know what he's going to say. It's like Trump, but on steroids. And instead of saying something like she would be in prison that would just rile your voter base up, he's going to say something that incriminates his administration or puts more fuel on the fire.
I know he's going to drop some sort of racial slur.
He's going to because right now
you're not too far off, because Jill called Mexicans a bunch of breakfast tacos. I mean, that's not. I don't know that's a
how
compliment,
they see them.
right?
Your culture is so amazing. Your tacos,
Calling Italians a bunch of meatballs.
Well, they do.
You know what I mean?
Wait, did they?
No, I'm
okay,
like,
okay.
wait, it's like the same thing.
Italians are a bunch of fucking meatballs,
Yeah,
and the
you meatball.
Asians, you goddamn egg drop soup eating motherfuckers. I don't know why the president and his wife suddenly sounded mafioso, but there you go, whatever.
Close.
But still, no, you're not far off. But again, she is running interference. Jill Biden is Joe Biden's handler, and she does it in the role of loving wife. I love my husband so much, and I'm going to protect him from the atrocities the press. Because watch, folks. Watch how they spin this. As Biden continues to age and succumb more and more to dementia, Jill Biden is going to step in and take up the mantle of loving wife, adoring wife that takes care of her husband even until his final days when that racist piece of shit kicks the bucket. And the press will eat this up, but this is the leader of the free world. You should not be having your wife run interference. If you cannot do the job, you need to step aside and let Kamala fuck it up. Please. Please let us see what a black woman can do. Let us see what a black woman can do. Who, by the way, fumbles more than Joe Biden on speeches. She just says the same stupid shit over and over and over again. And you're just like, Jesus Christ, spit it out for the love of God. Just say the point and shut the fuck up.
Did she just have a stroke?
I can't tell what she's doing. It's like, that's all, folks. We did it, Joe. This was so rigged. This was so rigged. So, folks, I'm sorry. I cannot, but, well, no, you see, here's the thing. I can believe that 81 million stupid motherfuckers would vote for this idiot.
No.
81 stupid, yes, because they're called Democrats, and by and large, they're fucking stupid.
Sorry, I can't believe that.
Stupid people in large numbers are very dangerous. Look at the BLM, look at the LGBT, look at feminism, all these fucking waterheads and mouth breathers.
There's millions of them, but there's absolutely no way in hell that guy won the election.
I think it was definitely rigged. Don't get me wrong, but I think he by and large had a united left. I definitely think you're right. Because, I mean, look how stupid these people are. They buy this shit left and right. But I will say this, his approval rating is just destroyed. I think he's still like, what, 36, 37%?
It's never been good. When he was running for president,
It started to give him a fair shot. It started at like 55%. And that was a high. But again, this is polling. They probably polled like 3 people in a blue city. So I was like, wait a minute. He started at like 55% when he got elected. And the first day, boom, you axed 10,000 jobs. And you expect Americans to love this. Meanwhile, the Greenpeace fucking lesbians over there, like Greta Thunberg and that little bitch, and they're all just like, yay! I was like, wait, you just canceled 10,000 jobs. Your first act as president, you fired 10,000 motherfuckers, and you drove the cost of fuel through the fucking roof. And Democrats, you just applauded. You just applauded. And all these fucking WAPO reporters that were so catastrophic in how they reported on Donald Trump. Oh my God. Trump's going to get us into World War III. Trump's the cause for cancer. Trump's the reason why you got bad gas mileage. Trump's the reason why your mortgage is so expensive. Trump's the reason why the Fed raised the fucking... No, it's not. It's Biden. It's fucking Biden. It always has been Biden. But where are you goddamn bleeding heart reporters now? You're not going to say shit.
They're
You're
so
just
bad.
like, just don't talk about the president. Just don't make eye contact. Okay, we just know. And you see the Project Veritas, speaking of this, you remember we were talking about yesterday?
Yeah.
The gay dude who thought he was on a Grindr date, he got violent.
I saw watching
And they had to put that dude down.
Oh my God. It was,
Whew! Kitty got nails.
that's the reaction I would expect out of him.
Oh, well, I think he generally knew. Like, honestly, if you watch that guy closely, he knew his life was over.
Yeah.
He recognized James, and then he was like, "Oh fuck, I'm busted. I'm about to be fired. I'm about to be fired."
Lock the doors, call the police.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you're not a victim at anything. No laws were broken, and the guy literally tries to grab freaking at the computers, and he grits. He starts belly. This guy's gonna face charges.
Yeah.
He's gonna face charges because they have
They got it on video.
They got it all on video. And this dude, all I could think about was like a caged animal when he knows he's done. It's like the chicken when he knows he's like dinner.
He's like, I was lying like you do on a date.
He was just clucking everywhere in a very gay, authentic, like, oh, le cluck, le cluck. I don't know why it's French, but he's French again. Le cluck, le cluck. I was like, you're done, bro. You're toast. And I respect Veritas for this. This is the kind of shit I love to see. Now, again, this is my own, but that's why, like, O'Keefe, stop doing these fucking weird dances. Stop it. You know what I'm talking about. Okay? Let's just stick to this. You're great at this. The interpretive dance, no. Just no.
But yeah, the guy's reaction was just...
He lunged at O'Keefe.
It was wonderful.
And O'Keefe, he was smart. He just pushed him back. He didn't return. He just pushed him back. It's like, bro, once you've got him that emotionally triggered and they're going to resort to violence, just defend. Don't attack. Defend. Get the camera on him. And this is a part of the PR spectacle, folks. O'Keefe knows what he's doing here. This is using I wouldn't even say using the system. It's using social media against these pieces of shit. Yeah, well, and then the guy's excuse. Did you hear the guy's excuse?
He was lying to him because he was trying to impress him on the date.
Exactly.
Like, oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're a liar?
Exactly.
So if you're a liar, then
you
might be lying.
Yeah.
So how do we know at this point?
Let me.
Pfizer now has to answer these questions.
Yeah.
Are you...
They're just going to deny. That's all they're going to do.
Well, I mean, there has to be some sort of investigation done into what the fuck
by
they're
whom?
doing.
The FDA? The who?
Yeah, I don't know.
The government? Who, Josh? Who's going to investigate
the Republican-run Congress right now?
Bro, they ain't gonna
That's
do
a pretty
shit.
big deal. They're doing gain-of-function research and calling it something else.
Yeah,
just they make another lethal virus.
That's the point. That's the point. Let's just push pause on this real quick. Let's say you and I are out on a date. Let's just say we're both single.
Like you could land me. Like, okay.
I could fuck you with my eyes closed. Don't even flex.
Okay.
You know you're attracted to all this in a nutshell. 225 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, baby. I could totally run buckshot over that butthole of yours. Don't even play. The reason I say this, though, is say like I'm trying to impress you. Me discussing gain-of-function research and talking about manipulating a virus to create a vaccine or a vaccination. Like you use that, you think you're scaring the shit out of this poor guy.
I know.
Like that's just like, yeah, so I work in some really heavy, some serious. Have you heard of COVID?
Yeah, well,
we fuck with it where I work. It's like, yeah, I don't want to go near you.
Well, he's talking about how government employees are easy on regulation for them. So when they're done in government, they could go get a job with Pfizer, getting paid a shitload of money.
Yep.
Obviously, that's how it works.
100%, yes. And
for
also
everything.
In big tech as well. It's interesting. I've been
Big
getting
tech,
a lot of
big pharma, weaponry, you know, all these places that make billions and billions of dollars off of taxpayers.
I got to give a shout out to the All American Savage Telegram channel. The link to it is in my link tree on my Instagram. I had a lot of people reach out in the chat and educate me on the top secret stuff we were discussing. And what you were saying is right. Some information has to be read in certain environments, and it cannot leave those environments.
Yeah.
And there are different levels of classification.
Right.
But it does mean if it has a lower level of classification, it's not illegal to leave it laying around. But there are some documentation or some documents that is like, no, it has to stay here. So the thing with that is that if the National Archives even let those documents leave and Donald Trump had them and they didn't make a big deal about it right away, it's like, then what level of classification were these and what was really in those documents? And that's why they tried exacerbating the whole ordeal, saying he's leaving nuclear codes laying around. It's like, no, he's not. He's really not. Yeah. In fact, he doesn't have access to the nuclear codes, and he shouldn't. He's not the president. Yeah. Although, I mean, technically he kind of is, because that was
I assume they would change.
They 100% would. Even General Miley said he would not give them up. Who, by the way, is a traitor. We have a traitor in the military.
Yeah, I bet that guy probably wears the dog mask.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
I bet he does.
I bet.
100.
Woof, sir. Woof, like Butters from South Park. Hey, guys.
But what those classified documents show is that Biden has been using his position, his entire political career, for financial gain. Yeah. So he's got, I mean, why else would you have that information? Yeah, exactly. Why else would Hunter Biden have access to that information?
That's why Ukraine is a money laundering operation. They are, oh my God. And so if they use,
I don't think it's not just Joe Biden doing it. This is all these politicians.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at FTX, Sam Friedman, all of us. All this stuff became, and that's the thing. Like, where are the trials? Where are the trials? The public trial? We're just sitting here. We still don't even know who the fuck was on the Epstein lists.
I know this will never happen. You know, if you were running a sports organization, let's say like an NFL team, and you keep losing every year, like take the Cowboys for example, you would get rid of players.
Wait a minute, next year's our year for sure.
If you keep losing, you would change out the entire thing. So why haven't we done that in government? You would think even Democrats would be like, you know what, these Democratic officials have gotten us absolutely nowhere. We need to replace them.
Yeah.
And we
the power never relinquished power. It never happens.
It never happens.
It never happens.
It's upsetting.
It's very upsetting. These people are fucking more. It's like toothless Republicans. We're gonna try them. We're gonna put them on trial. You're not gonna do dick all.
Because most of these Republicans too are just complete shit.
Yes. Look. I will say this. McCarthy, since he's taken his role as speaker, he's doing a good job. Yeah, we will see. But he's also. I want to see where he stands with Ukraine on this. I want to see if he continues to support Ukraine. When I think it's growing within the GOP that we need to stop this endless war. Because I know Rand Paul's not for it.
He definitely helped his image when he let that reporter have it about.
He did.
The Intel committee.
Oh my God, Adam Schiff.
And Fartwell.
Schiff is out there just, somebody go check on him that he's not suicidal, because he's out there saying, I will get revenge. Did you really think when McCarthy took over, you were going to stay on the Intel committee, Schiff? You're the one that levied accusations against Trump for Russian collusion. You said he was going to get got all these times. Come to find out it was your fucking side. Yeah. And then you wonder if a piece of shit politician like that sits on the Intelligence Committee, if he's willing to lie about the president and fabricate the Steele dossier or join in on this, then bro, you can't be trusted. You should not be on the Intel. In fact,
shouldn't even be government.
I agree. Either swallow either, and that's why McCarthy's like, you should have heard the briefings I got. Yeah. Well, then tell the world, bro. Tell the world. Showcase these people for who they are. They're politicians. Well, what happened? And then Swalwell goes on The View, and those old little beta cocks, they're just all like, cluck, 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 cluck. And so Swalwell, I swear that dude's gay. I swear he's gay.
Yeah, he's probably gotten the hammer a couple times.
Fucking Paul Pelosi's hammer. He hammered the wrong guy. Paul Pelosi's a nobody. Go after Swalwell, that piece of shit. Fucking over there chasing him with a hammer as he's farting around the kitchen.
Farting out hammers.
Dumb shit. God, he's of all politicians, he's the one I hate the most. I know, because Swalwell is a prime example of a nerd getting power.
You think these cackling hens of The View would ask him about his Chinese lover, right? Who's just so happens to be a spy.
You think Joy Behar is going to freaking plow into that head first? She's going to divert, deflect.
No, she's probably got some blackmail videos on her. That's why she goes so hard.
I wouldn't doubt it. This is interesting. A good way. No, excuse me, not good way, but so let me just read the title and you tell me what you think about this. Office janitor urinated in employee water bottles, leading to 13 women testing positive for STDs.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not condoning this, but this is the weirdest news article. I was like, I gotta read this. This is so weird. I gotta read this. Lucio Catarino Diaz, 50, was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Multiple companies in Texas are facing a lawsuit for employing a janitor accused of urinating into employee water bottles and thereby infecting more than a dozen victims with sexually transmitted diseases. The lawsuit stemmed from the October arrest of janitor Lucio Catarino Diaz, was filed on behalf of 13 women who say the janitor urinated in their water bottles on the job in an East Houston office building, which resulted in positive tests for herpes simplex 1 virus. In a press release, Houston law firm Abraham, Watkins, Nichols, Agosto, Aziz, and Stogner. Jesus. It's like a lot of people for like a partnership. Normally it's like Bryson and Sons. This is like Abraham, Watkins, Nichols, Agosto, Aziz, Stogner, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, fair enough. It alleges that the companies employing the 50-year-old janitor permitted and disregarded the janitor's disturbing conduct. I'd like to see you prove that. I'd be very interested. Now, again, I'm just like, did he do this one time and now they're trying to sue the company as if it's the company's fault? That's not the company's fault. That's the janitor's fault. Now, if this janitor, they got proof this janitor has a history of being, a shithead and they didn't fire him, then yeah, they got some grounds for hostile work environment. They do. But if they don't, and this is a one-off thing, then good luck proving that, bro. In a press release, the lawsuit says that several women noticed their water bottles smelling and tasting fat.
This water smells
This water smells like dick.
Taste a little bit more.
I'm sorry. Was this like a one-time thing or was this like a multiple times thing? Because you're just kind of like, I don't know why my water keeps tasting like somebody stuck it up their butthole, but I'm going to keep drinking it.
When you look at the water bottle and think...
You kind of think, but then again, who fucking knows? Who knows?
Maybe it's...
The lawsuit says that several women noticed their water bottles smelling it. Mine smells like pee. Mine's too cold. Mine's too hot. Mine's got like piss in it.
This smells like a breakfast burrito.
Oh my gosh. Just laugh, people. It's fucking funny and you know it. The woman says she sent the video to the building's management company and she was told something would be done about it. Oh, wait a minute. There's a video. Hold on. The lawsuit says several women noticed her bottles smelling and tasting foul on August 22, which prompted a woman to set up a hidden camera that captured Diaz approaching her desk, setting his supplies down, and rub his penis on the interior of the mouth of the water bottle. The woman says she sent the video to the building's management company, and she was told something would be done about it. However, according to the law firm's press release, no action was taken. Okay, there you go. Now you've got him. Now you've got him. I didn't know because, like I said, I don't read these articles prior. Bro, that's not something you go to the management. You take that to the police.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. Why did you think that you would go through no, this is a matter that's sexual assault. I think, yes, that is sexual assault. Certainly sexual. I mean, I think it's sexual assault, yeah. The dude's rubbing his dick on their water bottle. We call that a typical Tuesday night in the barracks. But whatever, I'm just saying, with other dudes. No, I'm playing. 6 days later, on October 3rd, tenants in the building were notified of the incidents. It's not only terrifying, but somewhat humiliating for them, said Kimberly Spurlock, the attorney who represents one of the women. I can imagine so, but I would never make fun of him. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up to do. I would make fun of him. These women are victims. I am no way blaming them. I'm not taking it that way. I'm saying it's just really fucked up what happened. This is a funny article title. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this dude did what? He gave 13 women ST. Like, it's a horrible thing. But the irony of this is just like, holy shit. Not irony, but shock value, I guess you could say.
I guess.
He was allowed to come back in and conduct himself this way. And who knows how many people picked up their water bottles during that 6 days and were affected by his actions, Spurlock added. Diaz has admitted to the crimes and was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. A herpes-ridden dick. It's a deadly weapon.
The scorching case of herpes.
Can you see that guy on a date after this? It's like, well, so you see here, I have this deadly weapon between my legs, and I no shit, I got the paperwork right here. I was charged for it. It's a deadly weapon, señorita. What's up? Let's go home. Little does he know, he's gonna go to prison and make a lot of friends, and he's gonna spread the love.
Oh, God.
Oh, Paco, ito chiquito. Maria. ¿Por qué, Maria? Whose skit was that? Oh my God, it's years old. Oh, Paco, ito chiquito. Pablo, muy bien. Muy bigo. I forget what it was. It was so fucking good. Diaz has admitted to the crimes. Charged with aggravated assault. The janitor's body fluids containing the incurable STD were considered a weapon in the charges. 4 women filed the initial lawsuit against the owner of the building's management company, the maintenance company, and the cleaning company, and they were later joined by 9 other women. Dude, as a business owner, if I had an employee tell me about this, holy shit. Everything's getting dropped. We're shutting down, and we are handling this with law enforcement. Like, we're getting to the bottom of this fucking now. You don't just say like, oh, yeah, we'll take care of it. No, this dude is like, you call the cops immediately. It's like, I want this piece of shit the fuck out of here. Get the reports, run the labs. Let's do this. Because this dude, 13 cases of herpes. Holy hell. And it's incurable. Now, I think they can take medication for this, though. Because aren't there different forms? Aren't there different kinds of herpes? I am not fluent in STDs, so excuse me on this one. Well, John, when a man loves another man, he gives them monkeypox. Oh, man, we're on one today. Oh, my God. All right. Trump right here is doing a good one. Donald Trump unveils plan to save American education room from radical left maniacs. This is good. If Trump sticks to this, Trump will energize his voter base. Again, the example we have to continuously use is Virginia, how it flipped. They went after the kids, and there you have it. Trump, that is good Trump. That's the Trump that we should, that basically was like an opposition to Hillary and the DNC swamp. This is the Trump we want. This is the Trump we don't want is throwing jabs at DeSantis. If Trump continues to do so, DeSantis has to take it, and he will freaking just shred Trump. But this right here, the reason this is so smart, this is what most Americans care about.
Yeah.
You want to know who energizes voter bases? It ain't men. It's women. It's the moms. It's the teachers. It's the daughters. They get involved. And buddy, if you're married to one, you're going to the voting polls with her. She will make sure of that, especially if children are involved. This right here is the tactic that Trump needs to stick to. The normalization of transgender youth, the sexualization of children at drag shows, and in the school system to attack the CRT and the gender queer spectrum of just insanity. This is what you attack. You stick on these principles, you're going to fucking go far. Because even Democrats are getting very uncomfortable with what is being forced on them from the alphabet mafia. That is a strong tactic. Stick with this. Stick with this and attack the economy. Attack the economy. Go after the progressive ideals that are sexualizing children. Bro, you've got a combination that you can't. How could a Democrat beat that?
You can't.
You can't. Yeah. You cannot beat that.
If you run on the economy, the border, education.
Exactly. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. There's your clean campaign right there. Trump, and honestly, man, to be completely honest with you, the only people Trump's really got to worry about is the GOP establishment. They clearly don't want him. But just like a repeat of 2015, 2016, this dude rallies enough support, these fucking neocons they're gonna pull a Glenn Beck. Now I'm on Team Trump again.
Yeah.
So Trump can pull it again. He could do it again. He's got the power. He's got the momentum if he sticks with this and shuts the fuck up.
I think he will.
We'll see. Because this
that's
election,
my opinion on it.
This election will not be as easy as 2016 because now the neocons.
You think the 2016 election was easy? That guy was being spied on.
He slaughtered Hillary.
Yeah, he slaughtered Hillary. But
yeah.
I think that's because
I'm talking about Democrats. I'm talking about in terms of votes and polls. That's what I get what you're saying. I'm saying though in an election, a runoff election, which again, by the way, I'm saying it right now, Biden will not run again in 24. He's done. He is done. There is no way. Look, I'll be honest with you. The DNC, as much as we talk about tribalism and people wanting to close their eyes and plug their ears and say monkey see, no monkey, all that stuff, you know what I'm talking about? That's what the DNC does. But there comes to a point where an approval rating is so low, when the economy is doing so bad, and we're seeing money being sent left and right, and progressivism is infecting the youth and the schools, Democrats can no longer turn a blind eye to what Joe Biden has done. Now, don't get me wrong, Democrats favor a lot of what he stands for, but Joe Biden is no longer competent to do it. So the DNC is looking for a way to basically just kind of shoehorn this guy out, and they've got it. They've got it. And it's only getting worse. And you're going to see, what do they do to Bernie? What do they do to Hillary? What do they do to Tulsi? If the establishment does not like you, they will destroy you. Conservatives are the same way. This is part of political party play. Biden's on his way out. And also, even if this didn't exist, I don't think he possesses within him the mental capacity to do a 2024 runoff.
I don't think so.
Can you imagine? Like, that would be one of those things that if Biden did, for some reason, miraculously, pull off a 2024 run, a re-election bid against Trump, Biden would be an idiot to take the debate stage against Donald Trump. Trump will run buckshot over him.
I think he ran buckshot over him in their debates that they had.
But this one, as bad as Biden has become now as far as being dementia-ridden, he's not going to remember half of the shit. He's just do a lot of stuttering. And Trump will make fun of him for it. He'll be like, look, you really want this guy running the free world? This guy can't even put two words together. You want him? You hate me so much. You want this fucking idiot who's got one foot in the grave and one on a banana peel. You want this dude to run the country? I'm sorry. And if a Democrat says, oh, yeah, well, then you just deserve all the, pack him up, send him to fucking Ukraine. There you go. That's what you voted for.
There it is.
Oh, and have you seen the videos about California? The looting that is going on right now? By a certain demographic of people. Oh, John, that's so racist. No, this is pointing out facts that you can watch on fucking video. This is Gavin Newsom's California. And what are the business owners doing? Packing up shop and getting the fuck out, and they just gentrify the area.
They're doing that here in Dallas. There was a 7-Eleven. It was over by my dad's studio. It was just
I know which one you're talking about.
Blocks south.
Yeah,
It was on
I know
Commerce
exactly
Street.
which one you're talking about.
They're shutting it down because they have to call the cops every single day.
They had cop patrol cars there at one point because all the homeless people were shitting all over the side. I know exactly which one you're, because I used to go there.
Dallas is the same way.
There
All
were
these
shootings there
liberal-run
at least
cities.
once or twice a month.
I'm telling you.
It was nuts.
They're awful. They are terrible.
It's crazy.
These like the Democrats.
Excuse me, not gentrified. It's not gentrified. It's fucking. What's the opposite? It's becoming fucking.
The ghetto.
The ghetto. Not little baby child shits on the streets in the ghetto. In the ghetto.
I mean, for a while there, it looked like it was getting better, but that was like. That was a while ago. But yeah. You're starting to see that. I mean, I wouldn't have a business downtown Dallas.
Dude, I used to live not far from there.
Yeah.
Like, matter of fact, I live right across the way from the studio.
Yeah.
And Jesus, dude, we were right on the line of the ghetto. I was like, we need to get the fuck out of here. We need to get the fuck out of here. It's getting bad. Violence, again, poverty levels. It was right there. Of course, when you have lower poverty, lower income, you're gonna have high crime, high drugs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was getting bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting the fuck out of here. Let's get the hell out of Dallas, because we were paying like $2,200 for it was a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah. That's how pathetic it was. And then I went out and I got like a 4-bedroom house. I was like, yeah, fuck this place.
I know.
This is ridiculous. So
It's not worth it.
it's definitely not worth it. It's not. And the only reason they say that it is for the nightlife. It's like, I am not paying $2,200 a month for the nightlife. I don't fucking care about going to Bottle Blonde and watching these skinny bitches with these big fake tits jack all over the place and hoping to landing some kind of sugar daddy. That's what Dallas is. It's the $30,000 millionaires out there. They drive these nice cars and these women are like, ooh, it's so sexy. And then they take you back to some fucking ghetto apartment. And you're just like, oh, you clearly misprioritize your spending, don't you?
Does it smell like chloroform?
And these women have absolutely nothing to offer except tits. That's literally it. Tits and Botox lips to the point they look like a baboon's butthole. That's literally it. No personality, no depth, no charisma, and nothing. Just, is your hair naturally blonde? Film my workout for TikTok.
It's true.
I'm on one today.
All of it.
You see you remember we talked about that TikTok influencer yesterday or the day before, I think it was, that is going viral for trying to crucify the man?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
In the gym?
Yes. Yeah. So Joey Swole did a video to it, and I watched it. And of course, he took the politically correct stance.
I saw it.
And then I did a video. And let me paraphrase. I was like, let me just say what needs to be said. The other common sense stuff, the cosmetic surface, they've already covered that. Yeah. I was like, but what I would like to identify is a symptom within our society of an infection that third wave feminism created. This woman is a walking symptom of what man-hating feminism has created. By you trying to demonize a man for social clout and credit just goes to show you're not about equality, you're about privilege and weaponizing your sex to get over on men. Just the sheer audacity. This woman apparently was streaming. Oh, and she's got an OnlyFans. Go figure. So she's a piece of meat. Say, stop treating me like a piece of meat, but pay for me and look at my butthole like a piece of meat.
Yeah, why would
you got to pick a side here, sister. You got to pick a side. Either you want morals or you want no morals. That's the way it works. You go into a gym that's 90% men with their testosterone fucking going in the gym wearing next to nothing, and you're sitting there doing hip flexors while filming yourself, and you expect nobody to just give you a side. They weren't even staring. He was just giving you brief little side glances, probably because he thought you're attractive. And well, I don't see it. I'll take the low road. I looked at her Instagram. She's a fucking midget. And she doesn't even look good. She's got no muscular definition. She's not even attractive. She looks like an Oompa Loompa with Down syndrome. That's the truth. That's the fucking truth. And I don't care who hears it. So you go look at this, like, who the fuck are you to make these presumptions that you're just this all hot shit that all these dudes. And when you watch the video, the dude is literally, there's nothing disrespectful about it.
Yeah, I watched it.
But the sad thing is, good women that don't mind men respectfully coming up and shooting their shot, saying, "Hey, I noticed from across the gym, I thought you're very attractive. I'd love to get to know more about you. Would you like to go grab coffee sometime?" And if not, and they say no, cool. You just go your merry way, and that's all there is to it.
Okay.
Oh, it's happened to me. I got shut down in the gym. It hurt. It hurt.
If
I'm
she
not
was
gonna like, oh God.
a smart businesswoman, she would say, "Hey, check me out on my OnlyFans."
Shit, that's exactly why she did this. Then she issued a bullshit apology video.
She could have said that to that guy.
Oh my! No,
If you're
that's
there at
going
the
to
gym-
encourage a stalker. And trust me, I know all about the stalkers. By the way, I'm talking to the lawyer, so I know you're watching. I know you're listening. My stalker and her little friends of little groups think that they just got one up on me. It's like, no, my girlfriend was harassed yesterday. This person is calling her place of employment and family members harassing her because she's dating me. But it's okay because now the lawyer has got more than enough. And by the way, when you call a place of employment, you do realize they record the phone calls. Like I hope you know that. That's I appreciate that. That's just like, yeah, we got it. So, but yeah, when this woman puts herself in this position and she's like filming the guy as well, I'd be a little unnerved by that. Like the gym I go to, Destination Dallas, like I love them to death, but I do not go there in the afternoon to lift because it's all the little fucking Gen Z TikTokers with all their fucking phones, their tripods. And that's why, like, frankly, like Destination needs to change their shit because this type of bullshit, it ruins a gym. It ruins a gym. Your social media, bro, there should be like an hour time frame for that. Like between the hours of like 6 and 7 a.m., you can go film there between the hours of 7 and 8 p.m., whatever the case, but not during rush hours. That is the most rudest fucking thing to go in there and be filming your bullshit workouts for you wannabe fitness influencers. And again, if that's what you want to do, cool. But do it when you're not being inconsiderate to other fucking people probably waiting on the machines. And there's a lot of people that don't want to be fucking filmed in the gym.
Yeah.
That's just the God's honest truth. Maybe there's somebody in there that's very overweight. They're very insecure about their body, but at least they're in the gym getting after it, which is where they should be. That's awesome. But you're sitting there filming them. I could completely understand why they'd be a little uncomfortable saying, please don't do that. Because I've been, like I said, Destination, it's like the mecca of the bodybuilding world in the South. You got Gold's Gym on the West Coast, yeah. So you got Destination Dallas. A lot of famous bodybuilders left there. But it's like you ruin it. You ruin it when it's just all about video, and it's not about actually working out and shit. And just watching this whole thing unfold, I was just like, this woman is a product of a generation of everybody gets a trophy and to hate men. She learned this behavior somewhere, folks. She learned this behavior somewhere, and it wasn't from men. And so my message is, like I posted in the video on Instagram today, is like, here is the result, a living, breathing result of the Me Too and Time's Up generation that crucified innocent men, the likes of Brett Kavanaugh and everybody else, that you had men so afraid to approach a woman for fear of she might publish a fucking screenshot of you sliding into the DMs, like trying to shoot your shot respectfully. And then what do you got? Men are afraid now. And you know who ultimately suffers? Good women. Good women suffer because they wonder where the good men are at. It's because the bad women scared them away and they made them afraid to approach women. The comments I've seen on Joey Swole's video on Twitter, there's a lot of women out there that are just like, yeah, look, you know what? If a dude wants to take a shot in the gym. Now, before I say this, normal gym etiquette, you never approach somebody mid-lift. When they're cleaning up and getting ready to leave or whatever the case, then you might say something. But during the workout, you leave them the fuck alone. They're in the zone. But so many great women were in there saying, like, look, guys, don't be afraid to take your shot. Just do it at the appropriate time and be respectful about it. How else are you going to connect with the opposite sex? How else? But that's the problem there. But it was great to see there was a lot of women in the fitness industry actually standing up for this guy saying, this is bullshit. He's innocent. This woman's doing this for clout. She's trying to generate a following. She issued some half-assed little fucking apology. It's like, look.
Did she really?
Oh, yeah. And in the video, she talks about wanting to rip his dick off and stick it in a socket so he can't reproduce. And she hopes like natural selection takes him out. Bitch, I'm fucking vindictive, but god damn, you're a cunt. Holy shit. And no wonder you're going to continue on with this behavior. And the only reason you apologize is the overwhelming majority of society said you're a fucking bitch. That's the only reason you apologize. It's not because you realized you're wrong. And by the way, you go check out her Instagram. She's a whore.
Really?
Go figure. Do you not see the linkage here? Do you not see it's like one leads to the other? It always leads to the other.
Yeah, she should have just said, hey, you should check out my OnlyFans.
There you go. But then, she would have fed into the idea that I think she generally believed he was a stalker. And it's like, he's not. He's just not.
You think so?
No, 100%.
You think I think she was just looking for content.
Oh, she 100% was. Yes, absolutely.
Regardless. I mean, because I'm sure she probably gets looked at every time she goes into the gym, right?
Probably.
I mean, if you had to guess.
Here's the deal. Like, I get recognized in the gym and other places from occasion to occasion, and I'll notice they do the sidelong, because for me, it's like I never know if it's somebody that does not like me, they want to pull a gun, somebody wants to fucking throw a haymaker, or whatever. So I'm constantly on guard out in public. So I see people giving me sidelong shots, and I'll be out with like the girlfriend. I look at her as like, somebody just recognized me. She's like, how do you know? It's like, they're watching me. Because you can see that. I was like, yeah. So you have to. It was like, you've got to be on guard, because you never know when some fucking insane motherfucker's going to come at you with a bottle or whatever. You just don't know. And that's why I always carry. And that's why my stalker will never confront me face to face. That's the funny thing.
Carry your glossies.
My what?
Your glossies.
My glossy?
Glossy pictures so you can sign them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You want my autograph? Here you go, $5. I always fuck with people. It's like, no, in all seriousness, people will say, could I get a picture with you? And I always say $5. And they're just like, oh, yeah. It's like, dude, I'm totally fucking with you. I would never do that.
It's 10.
It's 10, dumbass. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that. I always like to do it to just see the looks on their face, though, because it's so priceless. Because for a second, they're like, are you yeah, okay. I'm like, bro, I'm totally fucking with you. I would never do that. I can never imagine being like so hard up for cash that I'm selling pictures of myself. Now, I remember when I first hit the scene in the social media world, people were always like, do a calendar. And I could never get my head around that. I was like, why would I do a calendar? Am I so like into myself that I think I should be on 12 pages of your life that you have to see me every fucking day? That's kind of crazy, but whatever. But still, check out my OnlyFans. You can see my butthole.
It is delightful.
It is delightful. Like Josh would, like you could get to my butthole.
Pink little donut.
Oh, thank God it's Friday, folks. Oh, we got Drunken Debates tonight, folks. Don't forget, that's going to have to wrap up the show because then we have that meeting. Drunken Debates tonight at 7:30 p.m. CST. I will be on the debate panel this time, but I'm only going to be there for an hour because we got some other things we got to do tonight. Fun date night with the girlfriend, so we're going to go have some fun. But 7:30 p.m. CST, I believe it's going to be right here on Rumble where we're going to host it. Rob Noir is going to serve as the moderator, and we got a great panel lined up for you tonight. So we really appreciate all that love and support. If you could, go check us out at shellshockcbd.com. Or go visit our website at allamericansavageshow.com where you can sign up for our email list to be notified when new companies launch, new products launch, whatever the case may be, and to receive notifications of when the show goes live so you don't miss a live episode. And by chance, if you do, you can go check us out on my Rumble channel at John Burke Podcast, I believe it is. You can go check it out or download the podcast wherever podcasts are downloaded. Happy Friday to you all. I wish you all a very happy and safe weekend. You got anything to add, my man?
Yeah, you guys have a great weekend.
And as always, carry a hammer wherever you go because you might run into a Pelosi.